Hi, everyone. As we begin another day, let us pause for a moment of silence to reflect, meditate, and pray. On this date in 2001, the United States of America was attacked in an unprecedented fashion. For the innocent men, women, and children who lost their lives on an airplane, at the World Trade Center, at the Pentagon, and on the streets of New York, and for the civil servants, firefighters, police officers, and military personnel who have dedicated and lost their lives protecting our safety, our freedom, and our democracy. Let us join together for a moment of silence. Thank you. Just like everyone, just like people came together back then to get through a difficult time together, we can do it again. And that's the purpose of this podcast, is to remind people that we can do it again. We're all in this together right now. As far as today, though, I'm not drinking coffee today, though. I'm drinking water because I am excited to share the interview we had with Meena Kumar and her mom, Jaya, last week. Talked about Meena last week on an episode and was able to get some time to talk to her last weekend. As originally reported by CNN, Meena joins us on today's interview on The Modern Believer as a reminder that the good news is that there is good news, and that there are amazing kids like Meena putting their foot forward to give us hope and change. Today, she's going to give us an update of where she's at with raising funds for Muttville, the senior dog shelter that is cage-free, just lets a bunch of senior dogs roam. Her dreams, and overall, give us hope. I hope that together the younger generations will be driving change and setting a foundation, a strong foundation, for those after us. Let's begin. Happy Sunday, Meena and Miss Jaya. How are you both today? How you been?
Doing
Great.
Just came back from the farmer's market.
Oh, really? Nice. What y'all get?
Oh, it's the usual ritual of going there, watching people, and then getting vegetables for the week.
Absolutely.
A lot
I'm
of
with you.
dogs there.
A lot of dogs.
A lot of dogs, so
That,
people bring their pups. It's the usual Sunday ritual for a lot of
that's
families.
awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Well, oh man, am I already boring the dog? I'm sorry. Well, honestly, really appreciate you both for making some time today. As I showed you a little bit ago before we started, there's my little guy as well.
oh,
Um,
he's so cute. Is he sleeping? Or is
he
he?
is. This is where he rests when he's like barking and he wants attention. So right now
Ah,
he's like a
okay.
baby. He'll fall asleep in like 30 seconds probably, as you can see. When but Meena, Miss Jaya, really appreciate you being on taking some time today. What's your little guy's name, or is it a girl?
It's a
This is my girl Bambi.
Bambi.
She's 7 years old now.
Oh, did you get her at Muttville?
We got her from Humane Society. We didn't know Mudville at the time.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I know definitely next time I go get a dog, definitely gonna go ahead and adopt. Definitely the move. But that being said, tell us a little bit more about you both. Obviously, you guys have been. It was on CNN. It was on multiple platforms. What was that feeling like to see that people were being aware of your story?
It all started when I was 2 years old, and I had a passion for animals. And my parents would tell me this really funny story of how when they adopted me first, they had to keep a 2-year-old in the apartment, and that's a lot of work. So they were really thankful that this dog had later litter of puppies, and every day I would go visit those puppies. That would keep me entertained and my family amused. And then I moved to San Jose, California, and I still had a passion for animals. So as the years went, I wanted a dog. And when I was 8 years old, I adopted my dog Bambi. She's really sweet, and I love her so much. But I still wanted more dogs, and my parents were like, no. So one day, I met my neighbor, Dr. Kathy Stecco, and she was walking this old shaggy dog called George. George was only given 5 days to live, but because of Kathy's love and affection, George was given 5 months to live.
Wow.
And Kathy tells me she adopts senior dogs from Muttville and this place in San Francisco. And I was really inspired by Muttville's mission to raise senior dogs. So I wanted to help them in some way. And then one day, a great idea popped up in my head while I was eating at a Mexican restaurant. And that was to take care of animals around my neighborhood and donate all my earnings to Muttville. Over the past 5 years, I have donated over $14,000 for Muttville.
$14,000. That's amazing, Meena. Jaya, I mean, how proud are you of your daughter?
Oh, I'm super, super, super proud on so many different fronts. First is, we're so grateful that she adopted us and brought this love for animals into the family. I and my husband, we didn't grow up with pets in home. I mean, it wasn't the thing.
Right.
And so first when she talked about animals and pets, we were like, I'm not sure. We're not experienced in this space. But Bambi has really transformed. Bambi and all the dogs who have come through our home have just given so much love, and it's transformed us, transformed our home. Brought so much of love and affection, caring, fun, and for that I'm eternally grateful to Meena. So
Absolutely. It's funny. Just a few weeks ago, so my mom was here in Orlando and she moved, and the feeling, you said something that was very unique, and it resonated from my conversation that I had with my mom. You said, hey, I'm really glad that Meena like adopted us, or Meena's part of us. And I look back on my mom and I'm like, I'm really thankful that God or life chose me to be your son. And then she said the same thing, right? So I think that's a beautiful relationship that you both have. I think that's amazing that you guys brought Meena into your life, and that you deposited that love in her, and like now you see her give that love back to the world.
Of course. And with her and Bambi, actually, I also have my elderly parents with me. They live with me, and they've been part of Meena's life ever since she came here. And I think Bambi has also, and all these dogs have been an amazing sort of sense, strength and, support for them. And Meena can talk more about her grandfather, who was a big reason why, senior dogs have so much meaning in her life as well.
Right. Senior dogs were old, and my grandpa was old, and I took care of my grandpa to the best of my ability. So I wanted to do the same for senior dogs, and I'm really happy I found a way.
Absolutely. And where are you both originally from?
So actually, I grew up in Mumbai.
Okay.
And so I came to the United States a long time ago, but we wanted to adopt. So, it was a long journey, a long wait process. And then I still remember, getting this call about, this child who's in an orphanage and, who was like, they thought would be a perfect fit for us. So then started a journey of a few months for us to go to Mumbai. She was in Pune, which is which is about 5-6 hours from Mumbai, in the same state though. So we picked her up and brought her home, kept her for a few weeks as we processed the papers, and then, we brought her back to San Jose.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're in San Jose, you're in the Bay Area, and that's where Muttville is based, in San Francisco, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So what's Muttville like?
But I mean, you could talk about the whole cage friendly.
Muttville, they don't keep their dogs in cage. They keep like all of the dogs roaming happily in the place. And I just like to go visit Muttville sometimes and just chill with the dogs all day.
There you go. No, why not, right? I mean, I think it's amazing that as humans we get the opportunity to have like dogs, right? That their role, like all they want to do is just love a human unconditionally, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's something that like I try to like think about it. I'm like sometimes I still can't comprehend it. That all they want to do is love, and I see that now. My dog being senior or turning into a senior, right? That the older they get, it's like the more they become like a little person or themselves, right? Their little attitudes. They've been around and long enough to know that with the energy that they want to portray or give out, and they're just amazing little creatures. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the word unconditional love, I think, you use that all the time, right? In the way you think about these
Right.
animals.
I believe senior dogs, they have given so much unconditional love and attention, and they've given us so much. So I feel like they all deserve a loving home, just like I found mine.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
He's a little parrot too. He's a little parrot too.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And they love expecting nothing in return, which is even more amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, Kathy, who Meena talks a lot about, she's our neighbor, and she introduced Muttville to Meena, and she constantly adopts, hospice dogs, dogs with Alzheimer's, all the dogs, with, who are cancer survivors.
Right.
And it's so amazing to see, all of them who've given so much, and now with, so much love and care, they've such a beautiful, last few years, last few, days, weeks, years, of their life. And it's, they make us so much stronger, and they teach you that there is so much good in this world.
Right.
That, despite all their own, physical challenges, they are constantly giving to you. And they're not expecting much in return. So, and I think Sherry was very much the CEO of Muttville. And I hope you get an opportunity, Eddie, sometime to talk to her. She's a simply amazing person.
Absolutely. No, I would love to reach out, and so I do this part time.
Okay.
It's been a lot of fun figuring out how much not necessarily a challenge, but it's extra time that I'm putting into the podcast. So still trying to figure out the balance between work, life, and doing this. But
this is such an amazing thing you're doing. I mean, this whole, especially with the pandemic, we need more people talking about good things and feel good stories. There's so much of anxiety nowadays, especially since the summer. That podcast of yours was so uplifting. So
I appreciate it. You're making me tear up.
Thank you.
That's honestly how I feel. I think that we get so caught up in the sorry. We get so caught up in some of the negative stuff that's going on, which is inevitable. There's always been negative stuff.
Right.
Why don't we talk more about the good stuff? The things like obviously Meena, right? or even your story, Jaya, of adopting Meena.
Sure.
Millions of children get adopted yearly. I don't know if it's millions, hundreds of thousands at least, right?
Yeah.
Are given an opportunity to receive love. And there's so much love out there in this beautiful planet of ours. And it's unfortunate that sometimes it's like you got to go look for it, but in reality, a lot of the times it's right in front of us.
Absolutely. And here is a good example of, with adoption, maybe for humans or dogs, when given the right environment, and the love, and they grow up to do so many great things. Here is Meena, who has helped us, and she's grown into a beautiful young lady here. And George was another example. Kathy is an emergency room physician, and she constantly tells me about how she comes home and the dogs give her the strength to go back into the OR and deal with these difficult situations. So they themselves are going through so much, and yet they give her the strength to to keep going back, and helping, other people in need. So, so she always, gets her strength, from these dogs she adopts from Muttville. And that's such a beautiful story of, Meena giving us strength, these dogs giving us strength, the dogs giving great physicians the strength to go back and do, bigger things in helping humanity. So
Absolutely. We're all in this together, right?
yes, absolutely.
And it's inevitable that eventually we're not going to be here, right? Because that's just what life is. But in the meantime, and one of the ultimate goals of this podcast is just to raise awareness and say, why don't we all just try to do a little bit to just if everyone gave 1% of love, a little bit more love into the world, that with 7 billion people, that would add up really quick. And I think my generation's done a decent job, but I'm really excited to see what Meena's generation's gonna do. Because as I shared before the interview started, I was a mentor in college. Proud to say that my mentee ended up getting a full ride. He graduated. He's starting to do amazing things. Adam, if you're watching this, I love you. But in reality, it's so much more their world than it is ours, right? And I'm saying that as if I'm like 65 years old. No, it's not the case, but it's just being aware. Like Friday, and I don't know if you guys saw it, have seen it on Instagram or on other episodes. There's this girl local in Central Florida, Lindsay, and she started something called Pledge to Protect, which is to provide free PPE to public school teachers. So 10 masks, 2 face shields, some hand sanitizer, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, it's huge because a lot of the teachers, they were told that they were going to get supplies and they still haven't. So Friday, we actually went to a middle school here and we dropped off 70 care packages. And
Wow.
and the principal was just like, wow, like random people are just doing this, and the people that are in charge for these kids as well, right? Still have trying to get their T's crossed and I's dotted. So,
Absolutely.
And it's beautiful to see that good things are still going on.
Absolutely.
And why not, right?
Yeah. No, of course. So, Meena, do you feel with the pandemic and school going virtual?
Yeah,
Right.
tell us about that. How's that been for you, Meena?
Pretty boring. It's not as fun as actually being in school because we have to stare at a screen for 6 hours every
Sure.
day and it's hard to focus.
No, I can imagine that. I'm sure you miss your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been 7 months
I know.
since I've
It's,
seen anyone.
I think from mental perspective, it's really hard on kids.
Right.
The whole social interaction was the big part of this whole journey.
Mhm.
And, I think it's, at least the dogs we've been still be able, I think over the summer we took care of a couple of dogs.
Couple of dogs.
Yeah. But you want to talk about Pebbles or?
Since
So-
COVID, that we haven't really been getting many customers because now like people can't go on vacations. So this summer I joined the team at Pebble Naturals, and Pebble Naturals is a company that provides human grade dog supplements at low cost because pet medicines around here are pretty expensive. So I was thinking that this is a great way that people can adopt dogs, not having to worry about the money, about the financial, right? About financial.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about them.
So they were actually they're a startup in the Bay Area and founded by Kate and Nayang. And their mission is to bring, low cost, pet supplements and medicines, to the market. And they actually contribute a good chunk of their earnings, the profits to Muttville. So,
Wow.
10% of their profits go to Muttville. So they're also very dedicated to helping. It's a business with a mission, just like, we've set up Pet Ferry Services, but it's about contributing back to Muttville.
Absolutely.
So Muttville is also helping bring, so the Muttville connection brought us together, and so now Meena, you've joined the team there. And actually, it's funny. This summer, she joined the team to work on TikTok marketing
Oh, really?
for their products, and so we're also
Like TikTok videos to promote their medicines and advertise in a way for people who are interested in buying. And so, yeah.
And
No.
you have to believe her in that because medicines, cost of medicine is a big issue with people
It's very
adopting senior
expensive.
dogs.
Right.
Senior
No.
dogs are expensive, so people always, shy away from, and especially with the pandemic where financial in general, strained with people and jobs and things like that. So,
But because of Pebble Naturals, people feel a lot more comfortable adopting senior dogs. They don't have to worry about them.
you're correct.
Mina's
So
a natural. She's on it. She's a natural.
we got so you can contribute now to this Muttville cause either directly through them or through Pebble.
Yeah.
And how much have I think since
Around because of the supporters. I've
Yeah.
almost been able to reach 25,000 for Muttville.
Wow.
Almost 25,000 the goal.
Well, we're gonna get it to 50. Okay. We're gonna get it to 50.
there you go.
Because there's no reason not to dream big. Okay.
Yes.
So after the interview, please definitely send me that information. I'll look into it.
Sure.
If you could share this with the folks over at Pebble Naturals, that'd be great. Because I'd love to get in touch with them as well. And why not, right? Like just keep spreading love and letting people know. Like my dog, he's already had 2 bladder surgeries. And,
Wow.
yeah, and it's still kind of unsure if he's gonna need like a 3rd one. But now that he's older, like that bill's not looking any pretty. But it's not even about the bill. It's obviously about his health and his life. But totally right. I could see a lot of people shying away from adopting these older dogs because of they need prescription medicines and stuff like that. So that makes total sense. That's awesome, Meena. Almost $25,000. So, Meena, what do you wanna be when you grow up, or what's your dream? If you could be anything, what would you do?
I wanna have a business. I wanna expand on my business and become something big with that.
Absolutely, and you totally should.
And continue helping Muttville and supporting them.
100%. And like we were talking before the interview as well. I mean, and I think your mom will agree when I say this. Meena, you're doing what so many of us wanted to do but didn't as kids. Like wanting to help, figuring it out, but either I know I was distracted as a teenager, or I didn't know where to start. But sometimes you just got to start. So the fact that you're 15 now.
Almost 15.
Almost 15, almost 25,000, right? No, but seriously, like you're off to such a great start. Just keep going, keep striving, and let me tell you one thing: keep dreaming. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And every time that someone tells you no, I'm in sales, right? And and just throughout life, I have my dreams and passions as well. But every time someone tells you no, Meena, you have to be so thankful because every no is closer to a yes.
Beautifully said.
So keep knocking on those doors. Look out for your no's. Get rejected. Keep working. Don't get discouraged, because I wouldn't be surprised if this almost $25,000 not only turns into that 50,000, but much more. And the best thing is that you're just doing it out of pure love, want, desire. So it probably doesn't even feel like a job to you. You're just like, how can I help today? And kind of like I said it, like it's future leaders like yourself that are really gonna pave the path for the kids younger than you, and that's how it works. A close friend of mine here in Orlando, Matt Kelly, he's a realtor. He said something very important to me, and I'd like to share it to you as well. That a lot of times we run into obstacles, circumstances in life that it feels like that it's a complete like halt, or that we can't move forward. But then we eventually find ourselves, overcoming those obstacles and just crushing the wall, you know, going through it. But he said, the reason I'm telling you this, because he was giving me some great advice, is because someone out there was a Matt to me. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, well, I see a lot of my similarities between your situation and what was mine. So I'm being a Matt for the next Matt that needs me. And now I encourage you to be an Eddie for the next Eddie that needs you.
I love that.
So Meena, keep working, because one day you're going to find another Meena. You're going to find someone that perhaps, like, obviously you're doing Muttville, but maybe there's Kitty Town. I don't know, right? Like something about cats or something completely different, right? They're going to be like, Meena, how did you do it?
Of course. Of course.
And you're going to be like, this is how.
This is the whole story.
This is the whole story. No, but that's awesome. Meena, thank you so much. Is there, what else, is there anything else you want to say to the people listening and watching?
Yes, I want to say one thing. I think that it's never too young or too old to start a business. As long as you follow your dreams and your passions, you are sure to make a mark on this world before you leave.
That's amazing. I have no children myself, but you've raised a wonderful human being, your daughter.
Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity, Eddie. You've been so amazing. And in, you know, all the mentorship that you do, I mean, kids these days need mentors. You know, for Meena, you know, she has her cousin who's, you know, 29 now. And I know that, you know, she connects with him at a level that's, you know, very different than me. So having people like you know, mentor kids, you know, because you connect with them, you're closer in age, you've been through what they have in this country, I think, more recently. I think that, you know, means so much to these high school kids. And, you know, a lot of the high school kids are going through so much, you know, these days, you know, with, you know, social media, their, you know, social interaction, you know, pressures of academics, you know, and the pandemic here. So they need you. So thank you for being there for them.
Hey, it's my pleasure. And one last thing, Meena, how can we continue to support you, Muttville? And then what was the name of the company one more time?
Pebble Naturals.
Pebble Naturals. What can we do to continue supporting you?
You can, if you're interested to donate, you can donate at my website, petfurryservices.com.
Or, you know, any podcast like this is, you know, raising awareness. And that's exactly how, you know, we were able to raise the additional, you know, close to 10K. So through all the recent publicity. So
absolutely.
One thing to note is I hope, you know, you get an opportunity to speak with Sherry or, you know, any of the Muttville team. There are many organizations that are helping, and, you know, kudos to them. But what's even especially amazing about Muttville is the way Sherry has structured her whole team, you know, because it's also about, you know, driving awareness, getting the word out, and she's got a phenomenal team, you know, supporting her to do that. So, you know, you can know that, that the team is here to support, and every dollar spent in Muttville goes to really help the senior dogs in amazing ways. So
that's awesome. I'll make sure to reach out to her. Please share this with the Muttville team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I remember correctly, if I did my research right, Sherry, right?
Sherry, yeah.
Sherry. She was I think it was the 2017 CNN Person of the Year.
Yes.
Hero.
Yes.
Hero of the Year. Like, amazing. Look at this. Love, right? All over.
She's ever since Meena has been like, I need to be on, you know, CNN Hero. So
hey, and one last thing, like, it's people like that are older, that are doing something that you want to do, that you're striving to. Ask questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? And if they answer your questions, even better, right?
Yeah.
Because you're learning from them, and just like she's looking out for the next person that needs her, you're learning all this, because eventually you're going to be an amazing mentor and an inspiration to someone younger than you. And that's just how it just keeps going, right? And we are here on this planet as long as the memory of us is here. And the way that we leave that mark is by loving and expecting, nothing in return, because then that's just going to pay dividends for everyone. So,
Well said.
Absolutely.
well, hey guys, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and
Thank
Labor Day
you
weekend.
so much.
And love you both. And take care. Stay safe and healthy. Right? What is it? We're TikTok. Ooh,
Love you. Love you.
All right. I'll let you guys know when the interview airs. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.
I mean, don't you just want to go out and change the world after that? Meena is a future leader without a doubt, and I'm so thankful and grateful that we were able to talk, exchange some comments, and I'm looking forward to seeing her grow, honestly, and see what she's gonna do. Just like I said in the interview, I'm sure that 25,000 is gonna be 50,000 in no time. I wouldn't be surprised if that 50,000 turns into 500,000 before our very own eyes. Listen, everyone, I want to thank you for your time and remind you that I love you. Keep on keeping on. I'm immensely proud of you no matter where you are in life. You have a friend in me. And this is why we must always let children dream. They have the answers. Let's keep supporting kids and people like Meena, everyone. Thanks for joining today's episode of The Modern Believer, the podcast that reminds us that the good news is that there is good news. Make it a great day.